subscribe and help us reach our 200 subscriber goal for
Welcome to another review of Monday Night Raw. In this WrestleMania season, so Vince McMahon needs to come with the A game. I'm not going to say just Vince McMahon. WWE needs to come with the A game. So without further ado, I'm going to tell y'all if this episode was a good episode. We know last week's episode was a good one. You peeped that review. So let's get to this one. And it starts off with RK Bro defeating the Alpha Academy and Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins in a triple threat tag team match for the Raw Championships. And that was an entertaining matchup. That was a long, competitive bout. And I liked that match because you could not guess or tell who was going to win that matchup. Most people thought it was going to be Rollins and Kevin Owens because they had the momentum. Some people thought it was going to be Alpha Academy because it would have been crazy for their reign to end that short. Some people thought it was going to be RK Bro because they're the fan favorites. Like, no one knew who was going to win, but RK Bro did end up winning the match. And I am kind of disappointed that Alpha Academy aren't gonna go to WrestleMania as the champions, but things might change, you know. Randy Orton and Riddle, I peeped it's gonna be a feud. Randy Orton called Riddle hit the F word. He said he's his friend, and that's the first time Randy Orton claims to have a friend in WWE. So this is gonna build into Riddle turning on him, because it wouldn't make sense for Randy Orton to turn on Riddle after he just opened up and said that's his friend and shit. So yeah, look out for Riddle to turn heel. And I feel like that's going to make Riddle shoot to the moon. But next match, it was so horrible. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. It was horrible. It killed all the momentum. Dana Brooke defeats Tamina in a 24/7 title match, and that was horrible. Okay, the match lasted about 2 minutes. Okay, it was a whole bunch of love, soap opera crap involved with this storyline. And you had a basic story. Dana Brooke is home, right? She came home to her hometown. She didn't get a pop. No one really cared for her, right? But you could have built into the story like, okay, she's home. She's gonna defend at home and give them like an actual matchup. Give them at least 10 minutes. Give them some time to wrestle. No one can put on a good match in 2 minutes, like no matter what. And it ended with just the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, the fucking surprise roll up. So yeah. Then after that, we had The Miz and Logan Paul come out and just basically have a promo dissing the Mysterios, calling them trash, saying that they're a family full of losers, which is true because they won the tag team titles just to be called the first ever son and father to win the tag team championships, but they lost, I think, their first defense against the Usos, so they are losers. He aren't lying about that. Then Miz ended up turning on the crowd because Jerry Lawler came out and was trying to get them to do WrestleMania early, which I don't know what that means because the Miz is in the suit, so we knew damn well he wasn't going to fight. So he starts turning on the crowd. The crowd went from cheering to booing the Miz, and that just shows that the Miz can go in his hometown Cleveland and just get cheers and then instantly flip a switch and turn back into a heel. So I like that about him. And Logan Paul, people are mad that Logan Paul's in wrestling. Why? It's like back when fucking Mr. T or any celebrity was in WWE. Like, why are you guys mad that we have celebrities coming in WWE? It's bringing more attention, it's bringing their fans into WWE. Some people might think it's cool again because they're incorporating the social media aspect, and I personally like it. So keep going. If anybody in the WWE see this video, keep going. Go get more social media outlets. Go get more social media influencers. Go get more. Make them do some wacky stuff. Put them in tag matches to get the other superstars over. Because you're getting over 3 stars. You're getting over The Miz, Dominic, and Rey Mysterio just by them being with Logan Paul. Not saying that Logan Paul has more star power than Rey Mysterio, but he's bringing more relevance to that, you know. After that, we have the daily or weekly Monday Night Raw NXT advertisement with Braun Breaker and Tommaso Ciampa beating the Dirty Dogs in a tag match. And like I said, this is just an advertisement, which is good because we need eyes on NXT so NXT can knock AEW out the water, blah blah blah. I understand it from a business aspect, so I don't have a problem with it. It just, am I gonna tune in? Man, it caught me a few times. These Raw NXT advertisements did make me switch or did make me watch NXT the next night. But if it's going to be like a weekly thing, then nah. Like NXT, y'all need to do some captivating shit for us to to watch. Like, you can't just keep coming on Raw doing these NXT guys versus Raw guys and expecting us to watch. You gotta have some storylines or something that makes us want to watch it. No, like hook us in. After we had that NXT advertisement, we had almost squash Apollo Crews, and I'm glad this happened because, well, I'm not glad it happened for Apollo Crews, but it's leading to a storyline for my boy Omos. Omos is gonna face off against Commander Aziz because at the end of the match, those two like stood off and faced each other. So there we go. We get to see Commander Aziz finally fight for real, and we can see Omos fight someone that's his size. So that's gonna be a fair fight or a good heavyweight bout. We had the Edge come out and shoot a promo in all darkness, looking like the Undertaker. I really didn't care for it because I don't really care for Edge on some brood or dark vampire stuff, so I really don't care for that. Then we had a tag matchup, and this came out of nowhere. The women's tag division really needs help. Like, it's ridiculous. It was better when they had Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler as champion, or Kairi Sane and Asuka as champions, because Queen Zelina and Carmella are the weakest women's tag team champions in history, and the belts are only like 3 years old, and they lost to Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, who's not even a real tag team. And since they won that match, they're now inside of the WrestleMania matchup between Queen Zelina, Carmella, and Sasha Banks and Naomi. Like, you know it's not even a real tag team when I'm just naming the competitors. I'm not giving them a name. Like, they're not called the New Day. They're not called like a faction. They're just superstars teaming together to get gold. So the tag division is trash. They should have never fired the Iconics. They should have never got rid of Nia Jax. They should have never got rid of Kairi Sane, because the women's tag division is really trash. This match was a pretty fun, entertaining match. Queen Zelina took the pin by Rhea Ripley because Carmella was distracted talking to Corey Graves, and they're really annoying. Like, Corey Graves and Carmella are now the new Miz and Maurice. They're fucking annoying as shit. Even the Miz and Maurice, they're like entertaining sometimes, but these two are just annoying as shit. They remind me of like Edge and Lita, like, but no one really cares that much about them, you know, because Corey Graves is just a fucking announcer. Then you have Finn Balor and Austin Theory have a match for like the 900th time, and this ended in disqualification. So we ain't had a DQ finish in a while, so cool. And we already know who came out and beat his ass. It was a former US champion, fucking, what's his name? Damian Priest. And this time he was the Damien, which makes no fucking sense. But he attacked Finn Balor. That's going to lead into a Demon versus the Damien matchup at WrestleMania. I called that. And I actually want to see that. So that's a pretty fun match I'm hyped to see. Damon Finn Balor is like, he should be protected and built as the new Fiend or as the new Undertaker. But we don't know. He might lose to Damian Priest to build up Damian Priest. I hope he don't. And the show ended with Kevin Owens coming out and inviting Stone Cold Steve Austin to the Kevin Owens show at WrestleMania. Now, I know some people were like, oh, it's supposed to be a matchup, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? As long as Stone Cold shows up and helps try to get over Kevin Owens, then I don't have a problem with that. They can have a match, and the match can be 2 minutes. Stone Cold walks in, hits him with a stunner, pins him. That should be about it. They shouldn't have a fucking wrestling clinic or a 5-star matchup.
Yeah, man.